everybody. What's going on? Just finishing up me a bag of Doritos. Let me get that last little bit. Then we're going to get right into it. You hear me? Gonna get right into it. Had to get me a snack. I'm hungry. I ain't cooked no dinner. Got to figure out what I'm gonna eat. How y'all doing, man? How was y'all week? Y'all know what to do. Go ahead and drop it in the chat. How was your week? How was your week? We're gonna get the pleasantries out of the way as soon as I finish getting all these Dorito crumbs out my mind. How was your week? How was your week? How was your week? Drop it in the chat. Let's drop it in the chat. While y'all dropping it in the chat, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, well, first of all, before we say that, I'd like to welcome y'all to the weekly wrap up for December. That boy went way back. I need a napkin or something. What that? Do me a favor, bring me a paper towel or something here. All right. Sorry, y'all. I got Dorito dust all on my fingers. I'm not cutting this out.
Smell real Frito-Lay.
Dorito-y. Here, throw this away from me. Thank you. Thank you. I ain't cutting none of this out. Ain't none of this getting cut out. If you're watching the replay, suck it up, Buttercup. Again, welcome to the weekly wrap up for December the 9th, 2022. Yeah. This is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit. I like to say, welcome. If it's not the first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I still want to say, welcome and give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always pulling up and tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I go live on Al Gore's Internet every single day, Monday through Friday, twice a day, that is, once at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we discuss the overnight price action, dealing with the S&P 500, ES futures, if you will, and SPY lean, of course. Then we go again live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and talk about the price action recap, dealing with, yes, you guessed it, the same thing. And I do it all for the free 99 because I want to help somebody like you. Not that's Robinson. Pay him no attention. That's Robinson over there. Yeah, the one in the corner licking the erasers. Yes, that's Robinson. Anyway, I want to help you get your aha moment when it comes to trading, investing, anything dealing with the stock market. It can be futures, it can be options, it can be swings, trading shares, it can just be buying shares for your portfolio. Speaking of portfolio, I'm going to retouch on something that I did once before dealing with the portfolio tonight, because today was just a nothing burger like we thought. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Anyway, what qualifies me to do this? Not a thing. I'm just a dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who learned the trade, who learned the skill, should I say, and it helped shape me and my family's future. So I decided to get on Al Gore's Internet and share it for free. Why would I do that, you ask? Because I paid a lot of money for some courses. I paid a little bit of money for courses. I paid a lot of money for courses. And come to find out, I really didn't need any of them. Only thing the courses did was give me some confirmation for stuff that I had already known. So I don't want you to spend your money on courses. I don't want you to spend your money on call-out services. I don't want to spend your money on Discord. I don't want you to spend your money at all. I want you to put your money in your brokerage account and execute off the things that you already know. The only thing you need to be a successful, profitable trader is good risk management and good discipline, self-discipline. That's all you need, outside of the fact of pushing the button to actually execute. But if you got good risk management and good self-discipline, and you apply what you already studied, You too can be successful. You too. Let's see who in the chat, man. Michelle Tucker, what's going on, Michelle? Michelle pulling up. So, Michelle, you pulled up as soon as I clicked the button because I thought I had the live stream created already. And when I got back here at 6:29, I said, "Oh my goodness, I didn't create the live stream. That's gonna take me a couple minutes." And you clicked that at 6:32. That means soon as I hit the button, you was right there. Open. Y'all remember that old Mervis commercial when they used to be on the where they used to be like open. Who remember that old Mervis commercial? The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all heard what I said. The reason for the link, this link right here, that right there, that's if you got a question. If you want to share something, just don't pull up and let no birds out of the cage. And let me, yep, the new people in the, ease up, yeah, come on. Don't worry about the eraser liquor. Come here. This link right here, if you are curious about doing a one-on-one with me, this link right here, that's your key to getting a free one-on-one, right? That guy right there in that picture, that's me. That name right there, Timothy Rogers, that's my name. If you click on that link right there while we're live, you can pull up. The other people will step out of the room. Never mind the eraser liquor. He not all here anyway, so he won't bother you, right? And you can ask all the questions you want for free while we're on live. No need to book a one-on-one. Right there for free. Anything you want to ask me. And if I know, I will share. If I don't know, I will say, I don't know nothing about that. You hear me? Here to learn shit. What's going on? I've never seen this name before. Rich Genius. Is that Rich Genius? Is that how you say that? What's going on? If this ain't your first time pulling up, I truly jollipies. But it is your first time pulling up. Welcome. What's up, Laverne? What's going on, Eraser Liquor? What's up, Finding Super Bad? How you doing? Wave Trader. What's going on? What's up, Lou? My week was great. I don't see anybody putting how their week was in here. You're in Columbus. There are 100 barbecue places to choose from if you're hungry. Yes, the only one I really go to as far as barbecue places is Chester's. I go to Chester's over there down the street from Shirley B. That's the only one I really like. The other Chester's on Veteran, they all right. But the one over there by Shirley B, that's the only one I go to for barbecue places. Everything else, I just get regular barbecue from like a regular restaurant. 9 to 5 kept me busy most of the week. So 2 for 2 and on a set and forgot trade. Oh, said to forget trade. Oh, okay. Y'all know my reading don't be reading. Y'all clap it up for Robinson, man. Clap it up for Robinson's. 2 out of 2. That's all gravy. You said it and forget it because you know what? You already mapped it out. You looked at it. You trust the process. You put the order in. You let it do what it do. You sit there and babysit it and nail bite and all that right there. Good risk management. Trust the process. And you 2 for 2. Yeah, man. Y'all clap it up for Robinson, man. Clap it up for Robinson. Tim must be reminiscing. Buenos tardes, Valdez. How are you? My week was flat this week. It's all gravy. It was a good week to be flat. It was chop suey. As a day trader, I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't really looking for anything. You know what I'm saying? If I put on my day trading hat this week, I saw some stuff that could possibly play out, but it was so chop suey this week. I wasn't trying to force nothing. I really wasn't trying to angle. I'm lying. I did try to force one thing, but you know what I'm saying? I noticed that I was forcing it and I was able to get out with just a little bit of profit. So what's up, Kareem? What's going on? What's going on? What's up? Cool it now. Hey, Watch out. Tim calls me Robinson. Yes, y'all clap it up for Robinson, man. I don't see nobody else putting how their week was in the chat. But while I'm waiting for everybody to put how their week was in the chat, I'm gonna tell y'all how my week was while I wait for y'all to put how my week was in the chat. And then I'm gonna get into what I want to share that I said I touched on before after we glance at the price action, because it wasn't really much to talk about. My week this week, it wasn't really hard to stay disciplined for me this week because for one, it was chop suey, so I didn't feel pressured to chase anything. I had one trade that I got into this week that it was looking like a dog, as ICT call them. Like if I get into a trade now, if I get into a trade and it don't start, if it's during like New York hours and it ain't just like moving, I'd be like, oh yeah, this a dog. This the one that ICT be calling dogs. It's taking too long to move. Because during New York, if you get in a trade during New York, that thing should do something. If it don't do it immediately, you know what I'm saying, in a minute or so, that thing should be doing something. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed it was a dog. I ain't trust the way it was moving. So I locked in a little bit of profit. And I was like, hey, if it come back and get me, it come back. It didn't even, I was just going from, you know what I'm saying, I'm a little 10 points. It ain't even go with 10 points, came back, stopped me out. And because it was just chop suey. It's chop suey. But as far as trades wise, I was my puts, I was 3 for 3 on my puts. And then my futures trade, that one with the small oh yeah, the one I took last night. I took an MES trade. 706. A 706 number. Augusta. That's got to be spam. If I knew it, the name would pop up. I took an MES trade last night. So counting that MES trade and my 3 puts, I was 4 for 4. If you count the one where I saved like 1 point of profit, I was 5 for 5. But the one where I was 1 point for profit, I don't even count that. Well, I mean, it's not a loss, so I'm gonna count that too. I was 5 for 5 on the week. It was a real easy week to stay disciplined for me because the week pretty much played out exactly like I thought it was gonna play out, with the exception of I didn't expect us to end red. I thought we was going to be like a small green week, but when we dumped at the end of the day today, that caught me by surprise. But that did give me a little glimmer of hope of, hey, this setting us up to drop down and maybe get down there where I was saying I wanted to get back there to. When we was looking at that breaker and getting back down close to the equilibrium of the monthly. We'll talk about all that on the chart prep on Sunday, but just how it dropped down, I was like, hey, this is setting up good because we got FOMC next week. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and drop down there, run some sell side liquidity and pang for Santa Claus. Let's say, cool it. My put swings just began running today. When did you swing them? Hold up now. When did you swing them? Because the time to be swinging the puts was like last week, Thursday or Friday. I bought mine Friday. And I cashed out on Monday. Monday at the latest. So if you bought them Monday, them things would have hit on so when did you buy them? I got to look at the chart to see if you breaking rules, cool it. Oh, wait a minute. We did go up. Nah, we ain't really go up enough to say, hey, I want to grab some put. My eyes on you, cool it. I got my eyes on you. Oh, you got him today. Oh, you got him. Okay. You got him today. All right. So you might be on to something. You anticipating a little dip at the beginning of the week. I feel you. Okay. What's that? Hey man, why you got that little light skinned Caucasian hand right there, man? You know you Bernie Mac Black. Stop that now. Hey, let's look at this this price action on real quick, and then I'm gonna get into what I want to share on a throwback topic and throwback spreadsheet, and I'll put the link in the chat for anybody who want to download it, because I want to touch on it again, add a little bit something, add a little bit of verbiage to it, not verbiage, but add a little thought process to it, if you will. And then let's go look at our homegirl real quick while I open up Ninja Trader. Ninja Trader already open. What I'm talking about? I'm tripping. Y'all know who our friend is. We wrote a song about it. Want to hear it go? Spotly, Spotly, where you at, baby? Here I go. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad that you came through. Okay, so Spotly, we kind of dilly-dallied, you know what I'm saying, between equilibrium in the high and the low. We like push between this range all day. So, oh, I see what these dirty dog did on the SPY. So y'all know we opened up right around equilibrium right here on the daily equilibrium from yesterday, right? We pushed up, took out the buy side liquidity, came just kind of dilly-dallied around here. We went red a little bit today. So we're just back and forth in this same little range right here. Back and forth, back and forth. I was just peeking back here throughout the day. This is what we was doing, right? And then you see at the end of the day, we tickety tanked, right? We tanked and tapped the sell side liquidity. So we have cleared both sides of the board, right? Getting ready to go into CPI and FOMC. Them dirty dogs cleared both sides of the board today and cleared the sell side right at the end of the day. Anybody that was chomping at the bit after we made this swing high, this swing low right here, after we went right there, they was chomping at the bit yesterday. They came back down and touched this, said, oh yeah, I'm finna go long, this thing finna take off. We in a deep discount right now. I'm finna go long, this thing finna take off, this thing finna bang, I'm gonna be gone, right? Guess what they did? Put their stop loss probably right there up under that daily low. Came out, started pushing up, took out that buy side. Yeah, we finna take off. We running buy side. We finna fly. Rip, took you out. Rip, took you out. And if you got a futures position, it's even lower. It's even lower in the aftermarket. Took you out. Dirty dogs cleared both sides of the board. Let's go look at the price action when we on the ES there. So on ES, we didn't get back down to the bottom of the news wick, right? We didn't get back down to the news wick. I see. Me no likey that. Me no likey the fact that we didn't get to the bottom of the news wick, right? We just kind of revisiting the wick, so me no likey that, right? But we still kind of setting up where we can come back up to this breaking structure and continue to sell down, just looking at it from that angle. But that ain't what I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm supposed to be looking at the price action. So we was all on here together around this time. This is the news candle. This is when we opened up, right? This is when we opened up. So once we opened up, we pushed up and took out yesterday's high right there. That's when we ran the buy side on the SPY. We took out yesterday's high. And then after that, we this was when we was dilly-dallying all day. Remember when I told y'all we was just going between the high and back to the equilibrium on the SPY? This one was dilly-dallying all day. We dilly-dallied here, dilly-dallied there, dilly-dallied a little lower, dilly-dally. And then on the last 30 minutes of the day, last 30 minutes to an hour of the day, I'm falling down. Came back down into a discount market and closed out way down close to the low. Right? Way down close to the low. Right? This, let's see what is right here. This day opened up 17, 19, right here. This day opened up here, right? And then closed right there. All right, so that's just a little doji candle on the ES. No, it's not. That's a big doji candle. How did I get that so off? Let's go back to the hour. Let me see how I got that so off. What did I mess up? Come back. Oh, because I'm on the wrong day. That's the 8th. That's the 8th. I'm supposed to be looking at the 9th. Yeah, I'm on the wrong date. I'm like, wait a minute. How did I get so off? Right there, because that's the 8th. That's December 8th. These hourly counters, so I went too far back. Over here, this is where I should be looking right there. Right, we closed here. I should have known that by my line. If I'd have watched my line, I could have seen that. So we opened up right here. This is what we opened up there and we closed there. Yeah, there you go. A big down red counter. Closed near the low. All right. So let's look at the 15-minute to see if anything interesting transpired. Nope. Again, when we opened up at 39.52.25, marched up, took out the buy side liquidity, right? That was resting above yesterday's high. That anything that we didn't take out after the what's the name? The run up. So we took the buy side liquidity before the news, looking at the 15-minute candles. We took the buy side liquidity before the news, and then we just came back up to the breaking market structure right here to this area right there. That is a breaker, right? You have this bearish breaker right here. We came back up into a bearish breaker. So we didn't come back and take buy side after the 9 o'clock. We came back into a bearish breaker at 9 o'clock, right? Which would have been taking out the buy side on the SPY, because the SPY, the way the candle set up, you just taking out a daily high. You're not revisiting this other price action right here. So we came back into this bearish breaker, and then we just kind of moseyed on down. Let's look and see if it did anything interesting as far as trying to take a trade. This is during the lunch section. We consolidated from 1300 all the way over to 1530. So right there, this is all the dilly-dallying right there. So we consolidated from 1300 all the way to 1330. So the last 30 minutes of the day is when we sold off. Didn't really give any kind of buying opportunity on the 15-minute. It dropped down to 5 minutes, see if it gave any opportunities throughout the day. I wasn't watching the market today, but the way it was dilly-dallying all day, I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm not trying to trade that. We talked about this big fair value gap in here earlier today. It was kind of choppy up in here. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't seeing nothing on this 5 minute that I personally would have taken. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything I personally would have taken, because it's real sloppy. See how the wicks are like running way below the PD arrays, like how this candle here, we came into this order block, right? We got this order block that came into this order block, but on this candle here, look how this candle blew through this order block and came back to the same order block after this one had just touched it, and then wicked all the way back up. That's real sloppy price action, right? Clean price action would have been after this order block here touched that one, right? And we came down, touched that order block, then made another order block here, right? Clean price action would have been to come back to this order block right here. You know what I'm saying? And then like how it did over here, how it came back down to this order block, and then it's like overshooting it. Like this candle here came down like it's supposed to. It hit this small order block, you know what I'm saying? This small down close candle next to the beefy one, right? It hit it clean, but then it came here on this candle and wicked past this and came, you know what I'm saying? It's real sloppy price action right here. None of this price action is real clean. It's just like chop suey, the same kind of price action that I be talking about when we getting ready to go into some big news. It be ICT call it seek and destroy, where it just be taking out highs and lows. It should be taking out highs and lows. Real sloppy this morning. And then after we got up into this breaker, we pushed up. This was a fairly decent buy right here. This setup here was fairly decent. If you take it off of order blocks, that was fairly decent right there. If you come back down to order blocks right there, because we went up, came down to this order block, pushed up, came back down to that order block. So that was pretty clean. If you trade order blocks, that was a pretty clean trade because we came down to this order block and then set another one. And then this one traded right back down into it, like, you know what I'm saying, like it should. That was pretty clean, pushed up. And then it's a pretty clean fair value gap trade at the breaking market structure, because you got the breaking market structure, the fair value gap right at the breaking market structure come down, overshot it just a tad bit, but you know what I'm saying, nothing to complain about, and then pushed up to the low hanging fruit right there. So those was two pretty clean trades right there. This one right here was after my trading time at 11:15, so I definitely wouldn't have caught that, even though that is a fair value gap trade that I like to trade. I wouldn't have got that because it's after my time of trading. And then again, you had this order block trade right here that was pretty clean if you trade order blocks, if you know that's your strategy. On the downside, we took out the buy side. That's cool. That's good. I like to see that. We came down, had a breaking market structure right here. It retraced back up to order block. So that's a nice breaking market structure order block trade right there. You got to break it. You got to take the buy side, the breaking market structure, go back to an order block. If you're an order block trader, that's one type of strategy you can use. As far as fair value gaps go, this right here was a long consolidation, but it did give you the breaking market structure. We got the breaking market structure here, right? We formed a fair value gap right there next to this order block. Dilly-dally all day long, right? It hit the fair value gap there, dilly-dally all day. It did come down, hit the low-hanging fruit, right? And then it came back to it again, right, to the fair value gap again, and then it died off at the end of the day. This too late in the day for me to be trading, and this right here is during lunchtime. So if you trade during lunch, that was a nice little lunchtime scalp on a breaking market structure, fair value gap retrace right there. And if you trade after 3 o'clock, that was a nice little fair value gap trade. We consolidated, broke above the consolidation back to the fair value gap, and then sold off. So those are the visible trades that I saw that was some possible opportunities. I didn't take any of them. I didn't do any trade in the day because it was Friday, because I figured it was just going to be a nothing day. It was pretty much a nothing day until the end of the day, because we got CPI Tuesday and FOMC on Wednesday. I ain't looking to really be active in the market for real until after Wednesday. Now, moving on to what I want to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. If y'all remember back in August, I think it was August. It was like late summer. I think it was back in August, around my birthday, maybe around my birthday time frame. I was talking about I had made a spreadsheet. It was called the I made a spreadsheet. It's it right here. Wait a minute. I hate Google Docs. Let me download this so I can open it up right. Okay. So, can y'all see that? Yes, y'all can. For anybody who wants this spreadsheet and don't have this spreadsheet, I'm going to put a link in the chat. I'm going to put a link in the chat where anyone with the link. Okay. Copy link. Done. I'm putting the link in the chat, right? Wow. That's really big. That's the link right there if you want this spreadsheet, right? So what this spreadsheet is, right, is a weekly goal spreadsheet. I made it. It's comprised of 52 weeks. If I highlight all of this right here from top to bottom, you see down there in the corner, y'all can't see that. Get off the screen. You see right down here in the corner right here where it says count 52, there's 52 weeks on here, right? So it's 52 weeks over here because I got all the weeks highlighted and it says count 52, right? For anybody who don't know, not to insult anybody intelligence, there's 52 weeks in a year, right? So you got 52 weeks in a year, right? So what this isn't about like tracking your losses and your gains. This is just weekly goals. This is a weekly goal tracker, right? And what I designed this to do is to help, you know what I'm saying, anybody that like can't figure out like how to track what they're doing because they ain't good at spreadsheets. I said, okay, I'm gonna make a spreadsheet that can kind of help somebody and just, you know what I'm saying, make it simple where all they got to do is come in here and do a couple simple tweaks if, you know what I'm saying, if they want to use it. Now, anytime you're setting a goal, right? I'm gonna come off screen, full screen for a second when I say this. Anytime you're setting a goal, no matter what it's for, right? Well, anytime little Timmy Rogers is setting a goal, no matter what it's for, I like to reverse engineer when I'm setting my goals, right? I've always been like that. Prior to the military, I was like that. If I'm trying to get to this bottle of water, because I used to take stuff apart when I was a kid. If I'm trying to get to this bottle of water, right, I'm going to take the bottle of water, I'm going to pour the water into another container. I'm going to take the wrapper off the bottle of water. I'm going to break down the plastic if I can so I can see how they made the plastic. Then I know what it takes to make the plastic, right? Then I see how much water they put in there. Now I know how much water I need. Then I know how they made the label or whatever. Then I know to the end, put the cap on, right? I like to reverse engineer. So now when it comes to trading, right? Or anything, even not outside of trading. I was like this with when I'm trying to buy something, when I'm trying to do something, but we sticking with trading, right? Sticking with trading, sticking with investing, whatever you want to use it for. And you don't even have to leave it to a weekly goal. You can, you know, I'll show you how you can change it if you want to be something different, right? But trading, your goal is like you set a goal. You're right. And in this instance, we're going to say, I want to double my account every quarter, right? So if you know you want to double your account every quarter, right? Then all you got to do is say, okay, I need to hit 100% every 13 weeks because it's 52 weeks in a year. You know what I'm saying? I need to hit 100% every 13 weeks, right? So every 13 weeks, I need to be to hit 100% to double my account from the prior 13 weeks, right? Bada bing, bada boom. So now you know what you want to do at the end of the quarter, right? So, and then you're going to do this for 4 quarters. So you got a whole year, right? So your goal is to double it every quarter. Or you could say, I want to double it in a year, or I want to double it. I want to double my account every 6 months, right? So you find out how much you need to do on the lower time frame. So now you know, okay, we doubling it in a quarter. So I need to hit that 100% in 13 weeks, right? hit that 100% in 13 weeks, right? So to hit that 100% in 13 weeks, I need to do X amount over each week, right? So you break it down, break it down, break it down, right? So now that brings us to the sheet, right? So now the way I got the sheet designed out, right? You got your initial cash starting out. You say, okay, I'm starting out with $1,000, right? To get my goal is like 5.50%, right? Will get me to double it so let's go down and see if we double it in 13 weeks. This is week 1, so we're gonna highlight down 13 weeks. Looking down here in the corner where it says count, we're gonna highlight down until that turns to 13, right? So we highlight down 13, right? We started with 1,000. At the end of 13, we doubled it. Tad bit over because we're dealing with percentages. Who cares, right? So now we know to make our goal to be able to double our account every quarter, right? 5.5% a week, right? Hit my app. Oh, I got that on the what's the name? There you go. All right. My bad. Okay, so 5.5% a week is going to double it, right? Every quarter, right? So that's 13 weeks. So there you go, 13 weeks. That's 1. 13 weeks, that's 2. 13 weeks, that's 3. 13 weeks, that's 4. That's 4 quarters, right? And as you see, I told you it was like back around my birthday, because I say week ending August 5th. My birthday, August the 6th. It was back around my birthday, right? So, right, it's already laid out, all that right there. So now you know if you want to double your account, and dealing with futures and options, you know what I'm saying? It's not a hard thing to do to double your account in a quarter if you're disciplined. And as you see, it doesn't take a lot to do it, right? 5.5% a week, right? It doesn't take a lot to get that. But if you're disciplined and you don't get greedy, right? You can realistically hit this number, right? You can realistically hit this number because off of one trade, right? Off of one 102% trade on one of my accounts. I told y'all I had three put trades, right? 3 different accounts that I be working, right? And Calandra account, my account, and our joint account. The 3 accounts I be working, right? And my Tesla account is no longer the Tesla account. It's like my wife's Yukon account now. But in my Tesla account, 102% trade. Remember, I told y'all I bought my puts on Friday. I sold them, and they were like, why you ain't keep it running? With 100% trade, right? I gained 20% on that account off of one trade. It was 100% trade, and I gained 20% of the value of that account. My account increased 20%. So it's not hard to do if you are disciplined and if you take strategic swing trades. Day trading, it's not hard to do with day trading, but you got to be very skilled and very disciplined to day trade and, you know what I'm saying, hit this goal. Because day trading, it's a lot easier to spiral, and it's a lot easier to get into a funk, and it's a lot easier to get discouraged. Because if you start the week off with 3 losses, right? Little Timmy Rogers, if I take 2 losses in the beginning of the week, I'm not going to trade no more for the rest of that week, right? So now I'm a confident shot for that week. You know what I'm saying? I'm down and out. You know what I'm saying? You got people like 100 and Robinson coming in bragging about how they hit 10 points into London, and you over here, you know what I'm saying, licking your wounds from these losses, getting FOMO. Now you want to chase. You know what I'm saying? Now you side-eyeing your cousin cause they making money and you not. Now your head ain't in the game. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff, you know, it get to you, right? So, but like for swing trading, it's a little less stressful and it's a little easier to hit these targets, right? And as you see, if you $1,000, right? No matter if you take losses, as long as you gain, increase your account by 5.5% per week over 52 weeks, that's 16x. You know what I'm saying? That's 16x. You go from 1,000 to 16,000. That's 16x. If you hit 5.5, and this is taking into account your losses. But if you discipline enough to at least get 5.5% a week, that's what you're looking at, right? Even if you take a trade and you take an L, right? But if you keep your risk management in place, and by the end of the week, you got your 5.5% or better, you know what I'm saying? You can 16x. Another Augusta number calling me. Now, the functionality of the sheet, right? So, Tim, it's all fine and dandy, but I don't know nothing about spreadsheets. So, how I'm going to update this to help me out? I'm glad you asked that question, Eraser Liquor. I'm glad you asked that question. Initial cash, right? You put in the amount of money that you start with, that you just put it in. I put $1,000 in here, right? Your weekly goal, whatever you want to do. I did this based off doubling an account in a quarter, right? You can go for less than this. You can go for more than this, right? And when whatever number you put in here, it's going to tell you what it'll be if you hit this exact thing over 52 weeks. If for 52 weeks in a row, you hit this exact percentage you put up here, it'll tell you what your account will be 52 weeks from now, right? And that's taking into account any losses that you take, because this is about if you get this percentage at the end of the week, right? Just say you take a trade, you lose 0.5%. You take a trade, you lose 1%. You 1.5 down, right? And then you take a trade, and whatever you make on that trade give you your 5.5% for the week, right? From whatever your last balance was, right? Whatever you won, and it give you your 5.5% from whatever that last balance was, you're right on track, right? You're right on track, right? That's it. And for people who need the math, need to hear the math numbers, right? You starting with 1,000, right? And then you take a L and you lose $15, right? You lose $15. The next trade that you take the next trade, and then you make $70. You right on track because you up $55, right? Let's see if my mathing. Let's see if my mathing. 1,000 minus 15 plus 70. I said 70 and 55. Yes, my math is mathing. So that's for people who need the math numbers. You notice I went to the smallest one so my math can math, right? So if you start out, you take a loss and you lose $15 on your first trade, don't panic. Stay in the game, trade again. Your next trade, you hit it for 100% and you make $70 on that trade, right? Now you right on track. That give you your 5.5% for the week, and you at 1055. You right on track, right? So this not saying you can't lose. This is just saying once you get your 5.5, you good. You ain't got to trade no more because you on track, right? Now, Well, Tim, what if I make more than my goal for that week? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. Right? So let's just say you start out and you just hitting 5.5, right? And then once you've been doing it for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So 8 weeks in, roughly 2 months, let's just say 2 months in, you done got a little bit better and you start making more than 5%, right? So what you do, this column right here, that's got this little formula in here, right? It's got this little formula in here where it's looking at your last week's balance and then multiplying it by this over here, and then it's giving you how much that percent, how much you need to make for that to be based off your last balance, right? You just come to that little slot. Let's just say this week you hit more than 5.5%, right? Whatever the amount is that you went over this number that you're supposed to make, all you got to do is come to that little box right there for that week. Let's say you had a good week. You knocked some out the park, right? And instead of making $71.80, you made $1,071.88. So you just go to that little box right there where it says what you're supposed to make, and whatever you make above that, right? Say you made $1,071.88, right? You just put the difference in there minus that 71.88. You'll just add, go to that box and hit the plus sign, 1,000. You got an extra $1,000 that week. Boop, right? And it calculates it in and it adds it down through your thing. Now, since you made that extra $1,000 that week, and then from now on, if you don't hit nothing but the 5.5, now you more than 16x'd it. Now at the end, you at 27.9 just because you made an extra $1,000 that week, right? And let's just say once you get down to the end, you knocking them out the park. You killing them now. You killing them on this at the end. Just say just say from week 27 here all the way down to the end, you done got so good with it, right? You done got so good with it, you making an extra $2,000 a week. I ain't gonna go that far. You making an extra $1,300 a week plus 13, right? And then you doing that same thing every week. All you gotta do is just copy the formula down for the rest of the time, right there. And look at that. Look how much just that extra $1,300 a week is cost. Why? It's based off of just this 5.5, but you're increasingly going over that 5.5 by 1,300 every week. You know what I'm saying? It's just all based off of this 5.5 and then whatever gravy you adding on to it, right? So that's just the basic weekly goal. And if you go over your goal, you just add to it. So, and then if you come in 1 week and you don't trade that week at all, right? You don't trade that week at all. You can either just put a 0 in here, right? You can either put a 0 in there, right? You don't trade that week at all, right? Or if you lose, or you can go in here and subtract whatever that number's supposed to be. They say 71.88. You can go in there and hit minus 71.88, right? And if you have a losing week, right? If you have a losing week, you get down here and you have a losing week, and you'll just put in whatever you were supposed to make, that 71.88, and just say you lost $100, you lost an extra $100 that way, you lost $100 that week, right? So you'll just subtract the $100 from there, right? You'll just subtract the $100 from there. You can put in negative 100, or you can put in you put in negative 100 right there in that block, and then you just subtract the $100 from there. right there. See, now your balance went to 1206. So that's your negative week. You just put in a negative 100 right there because you lost $100, right? Oh, and then just change the dates. For anybody who don't know about Excel, right? If you want to change the dates, like just say we want to update it for right now, right? So we're looking at this right here. Next week is the 16th, ends on the 16th, right? And then the week after that is the 23rd. With anything in Excel, if you want the computer to recognize the pattern, all you got to do is fill in two cells, right? So you fill in two cells. What I said, next Friday is the 16th. Friday after that is the 23rd, right? So you change this to 1216. I mean 12, 16, right? Then change this one to 1223, 1223. Now that you got them two in there, you just highlight both of them and see that little fat little square right there on the bottom right corner, right? Or you can do it two ways, right? You can do this two ways. Either hover over that fat little square till it turns to a black plus like that and double click that and it shoots the formula all the way down the page, right? Or you can hover over that little till it turns to that little plus, left click and hold it and drag it. And if you see how I'm dragging, you see how the date changing? 414, 421, 428, 455, 512. It's going all the way down. And when you get all the way down here to the end, now that one there says December the 8th, 2023. Because this week is the 9th. So a year from now, it's going to be December the 8th, a year from now. So that's your 52 weeks. So that's how you update the date. That's how you update your progress. If you go above your percentage, whatever your percentage is, just say, you be like, hey, Tim, I can't get no 5% in no week. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You say, I want to get 1% per week, right? 1% per week, right? Over 52 weeks, you go from 1,000 to 1677. That's it. 1% per week. You can put in anything you say. I'm a big dog. I'm gonna get 10% per week. You go from 1,000 to 142,000. You say I'm a big dog. I can consistently make 10% every week, right? And then again, and you already saw how even if you don't hit your goal, you can come in and adjust. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you made for this week, right? If you come in and you don't hit your goal for this week, you don't hit the 10%, right? You supposed to get $235.79 this week. You was $100 short. You fell short. You didn't get the whole $235.79. All you gotta do is go in, hit minus 100. It was $100 short. Now you still on track. Your spreadsheet still on track. You ain't got to go in and update nothing. You ain't hit your goal this week. You supposed to make $860 to get your 10% this week. You only made $500. So you go in there and subtract $360.91. Now you're back on track. You know what I'm saying? You're back on track. Your spreadsheet still on track, right? But that's how you use the sheet right there. That's how you use the sheet right there. That's all I got, man. The price action wasn't done, so I just want to share. I want to revisit that, talking about that. And last time when I talked about it, I didn't really give like a like my thought process on devising a plan as far as anything. I reverse engineer everything. I'd be like, I want this in the end. So if I need this in 12 months, I divide that by 12. So if I need this in 12 months, if I need $12,000 at the end of the year, I divide that by 12, right? So when I divide that by 12, I need $1,000 a month. Then I divide that by 4, right? Then I need however much that is. I should have did a number I can just do quick, right? I got to calculate over here. Right? I need $15,000 by the end of the year. I divide that by 12, right? That means I need to make $1,250 a month, right? I divide that by 4, right? That means I need to make $312.50 per week. I divide that by 5. That means I need to make $62.50 per day. That's I reverse engineer everything, break it down into small bite-sized chunks, right? And that's that's the same concept with the spreadsheet. You know what I'm saying? You figure out what you want to do. Our goal is to do it over double the account every quarter, right? If your goal was to double the account twice a year, you know what I'm saying? Then you just go in there and be like, okay, I need to double this twice a year. So starting out with whatever you got starting out, you be like, okay, I need to double this in half a year. How much do I need? That 100% need to be doubled in 6 months, right? That 100% need to be doubled in 6 months. Break that down. Then you know what you need to do to double it in 6 months. Reverse engineer it, right? And then since you're dealing with percentages, it don't always come out right. Exact like me, I'm a stickler for it being exactly right, right? I'm a stickler for it being exactly right. So, like, for example, you say like it's how many weeks in the quarter? 13 weeks in the quarter, right? So 13 weeks in the quarter divided by 13, right? It's saying like 7.7%, right? 7.7%, right, is gonna make it double quicker than 13, right? Like if I go ahead and put in 7.7 for the percent, right? And I come down to when it double, like right here, that's pretty much doubled right there. That's 10 weeks, right? That irks me. I want it to be perfect. I want it to double in 13 weeks, right? When it get here, I want that to be my double spot. So what I did, once I figured out, okay, I want to do it in a quarter, and I figured out what the computer gave me for dividing 100% by 13, right? I just started dropping the percentage down until it doubled at my 13th week, right? 11, 12, 13, right there. Right there. My 13th week. When it doubled, right there. Let me highlight that. Right? So I just started dropping my percentage down with 60. Right? Still not there. Close, but no cigar. Right? What's this? Get out of here. Right? 5.75. See if I can go lower. Right there, double there. See if I can go lower. Nope. 5.5 was it. Right there. Because I want it to be perfect. But you ain't got to want to be perfect like me. You ain't got to go that far. You can just do the math and be like, whatever it give you, just ride with it. Because since you're dealing with percentages, it's always going to be a little bit of saving grace. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a little bit of saving grace. Anyway, man, hopefully I ain't bored nobody talking about this. Again, if y'all want that spreadsheet, I put the link in the chat right there. The link is in the chat right there. Go ahead and click it and download it. Did anybody? Oh, Michelle said I bought 400 calls, 400 1, 2, 3 call on Tuesday when it dipped to 395. Then when I heard middle of the road on Tuesday evening, I asked it for a tiny profit. Did not want to hold through PPI. Hey, that's good. That's good. I ain't mad at you. Take your profit. I ain't trying to hold through no news, like not no fresh one. Not no fresh like Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. That was too fresh to be trying to hold through PPI, CPI, and whatever. Now, if you bought them like last month sometime, You know what I'm saying? No harm, no foul. But Tuesday, yeah, that's still too fresh to be trying to hold through news. Say the dude with 10 lights making him sweat. He still yo, okay then. Is this okay? Okay then. Y'all celebrate Michelle, man. Yeah, clap it up for Michelle. Yes. Yes. Nice, Michelle. Congrats, Michelle. What did I do, Tranisha? What did I do? You're laughing with your head. You must be laughing at Robinson. Do not encourage him. Good spreadsheet. Good spreadsheets are awesome. You can have it, Miss MJ. That's the link right there. Click on the link and download it. Appreciate that, Find the Superman. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, man, that's all I got. Do anybody got anything? If no one has anything, we're going to go ahead and call it. Man, I've been on here. I've been running my mouth for an hour. I talked about that spreadsheet for an hour. Golly. I just thought about something. When I get off this live, I'll put the link to the spreadsheet in the description. Because I just thought about it. When I get off this live, then that link ain't going to be there for people to click if anybody want to download it later. If somebody be like, you know what, I want that spreadsheet. So I'll put the link in the description. I'll update the description and put the link in the description. You're very welcome. Every time I see this name, I think DMX. Yeah. All right, man. I hope y'all had a good week, man. I hope y'all had a profitable week, an educational week, a stress-free week, a disciplined week. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Y'all know how I like to do. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can say today. If your loved ones are still here with us, let them know that you love them. Don't just say it. Don't just show it. Say it and show it. Because a lot of times we think we're showing it and we never say it, but we're not showing it like we think we are. And a lot of times we say it, but we don't show it. So say it, show it. Ain't nothing wrong with asking for confirmation. Look at your loved one and be like, hey, what's your love tank like? What's your love tank looking like? You on full, half empty, empty? What's your love tank looking like? Let me know. Ain't nothing wrong with asking. If your parents still here, man, call them up. Hey, mama, hey, dad, I love you. You got grown kids like me that don't never call you, make you feel bad all the time. Call them up. Hey, how you doing? Mama thinking about you. Daddy thinking about you. Hug your kids that's in the house with you. Hug your spouse. Hug your furry little dog if you have one. Or your cat. Meow. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for always tuning in. Y'all don't know, this do a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? This do a lot for me just to sit down and conversate with like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? It do a lot for me. It help me stay sharp in my game. Y'all help keep me disciplined. You know what I'm saying? I still struggle with FOMO. I still struggle with, you know what I'm saying, wanting to break rules. I still, you know what I'm saying? But y'all hold me accountable because it's like I can't get up here and tell you, hey, do this, hey, do that, and I'm not doing it myself. I ain't that kind of dude. I ain't cut from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? I will never tell my kids to do something that I ain't willing to do myself. You know? I will never tell them to do something I ain't willing to do myself. That's just how I am. I won't never tell another person to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. So y'all are my accountability partners. Y'all help keep me focused. Squirrel. Y'all enjoy your weekend, man. Yes. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Robinson, I feel you, my guy. I feel you. My daddy been gone since 2002. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all Sunday at 3 o'clock for the weekend chart prep. We're going to go ahead and mark up the ES. We're going to mark up the ES and then look at what we anticipate the market to do going into CPI and FOMC. Till then, y'all, what'd you say? Oh nah, I hit it. That's something else. Get off my screen. I hit something and it moved. I hit something and it moved. Yeah, man. Till then, y'all enjoy your families, man. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see y'all Sunday at 3 o'clock for the weekend chart prep. Go on, man.